everyone, welcome back to Yoga Treehouse. I'm Brittany. Today we have a story all about exploring outer space. So find a comfortable spot on the ground or roll out your mat and let's get started. So we're going to get started in what's called a hero's pose. So if it's comfortable for you, you'll be sitting on your shins so that your hips come to your heels. And if that's not comfortable, you can find a different seat, but it's nice to start here. And then you can let your hands come to your thighs. Feel your spine growing long and think of the crown of your head just gently floating up towards the ceiling. We'll just start here, maybe the eyes even close, starting to notice how your breath feels. And what's really cool about in yoga, when we talk about our breath, we are talking about our inhales and exhales. We're also talking about kind of our energy, the energy within our bodies, our kind of life force, you might call it. All the stuff within you that makes you you, right? And so our bodies, of course, are physical, and everything in our physical world is limited, right? We have the space of our mats, the space of our rooms and our homes. But what's really cool about our breath and our energy is that it goes on endlessly, right? Your mind, everything that you think is endless and expansive and can go on in any direction, anywhere you want. And so we'll look to find that space in our bodies today and make our bodies feel really expansive, because that's what yoga is so good at helping us to do. And so we'll start here just by noticing our breathing. Take a big inhale in. Feel your belly get big, your chest get big. And then exhale it all the way out. Good, 2 more just like that. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. 1 more, deepest breath of your day. Inhale. And exhale. Good, then you can flutter the eyes open. And welcome again to your class. We'll start with diamond arms behind the head. So what that means is we'll take our hands interlaced, bring them behind the back of the head, and make a diamond shape with our arms. Good. Inhale to lift your chest up towards the sky. Maybe you look up, nice little back bend here. Exhale to round inward. So the elbows come together, finding this nice rounding in the back. We don't want to pull hard on the neck, but just putting some weight there with the hands. Good. Inhale, open up towards the sky, look up. Exhale, rounding into this cat shape. Good. A few more times on your own. Inhaling to open, exhaling to turn inward. And I'll start to tell you a little bit about our story for today. So our story today is about Stella. And Stella is a star who lives in the sky. And she lives in a corner of space. And one day she starts to feel a little cramped in her space. There are a lot of other stars around her, and she just wants to find some space of her own. Okay, once you come back up to center, you can let your arms go. And we're gonna come into a little squat here. So you're gonna bring your feet down to the mat. Your heels are in, your toes are out, and you're sitting down low in this little squat pose. So then you can bring your hands to touch, and then we're gently using our elbows onto the insides of our knees to just kind of gently open up through the inner legs here. Good. You can stay here, or we'll take this into a little twist. So you'll bring your right hand down, the left arm reaches up. Ooh, and maybe you look up at the sky. Maybe we can imagine we see Stella up there in the sky. Good, 1 more breath in. Nice. And then come back to center, both hands touch. We'll do the other side. So now that left hand can come down, maybe it touches the mat. Inhale your right arm up, looking up at the sky. What can you see up there? Nice. And then let that go, coming back down to center, spending just one more breath here in our squat. Such a nice expansive opening for the thighs, for the legs. One more inhale. Good. And then bring your hands down, bring both knees down. We're going to come to stand on the knees. So standing up on your knees, we're going to move into a mini camel pose. Our camel pose is basically a big back bend. We're going to do a mini version here. So just look down. Your hips are right over your knees. Okay, and then we'll start by bringing our hands to our lower back. So right where your pockets would be if you had jeans on, maybe you do. And then inhale, start to lift the chest, puff the chest up to the ceiling. We're just looking up at the ceiling. Just a super mild little mini back bend here. Good, let that go. Bring both hands down in front of the legs. And we're gonna come up to forward fold on tippy toes. So tuck your toes underneath you and see if you can come up to your tippy toes for a moment. Good, and then drop the heels down. Come into a forward fold, just hanging over your legs. One breath in here. One breath out. Good. Bend the knees, start to roll up to stand. Okay, so in our story, Stella wants space of her own in the sky. So she decides she's gonna zoom to the other side of the sky and see if she can find a little bit more space. Let's see if we can do that with her. So we're gonna come to stand again on our tip toes. So see if you can come to stand on your tippy toes. And it's not gonna be easy, right? It could help a lot to look at one point in front of you that's not moving. And then see if you can get your hips right over your legs. So you kind of want everything stacked on top of each other. And then your shoulders are over your hips. And see if you can press in firmly to all 5 toes. And that will help you find balance too. Good, either stay here or maybe you go crazy and lift the arms up to the sky if you're feeling really balanced and really energized today. Good, feeling all this expansion, all this space in the body. Take a breath in. Good, and then either just staying up on your tiptoes, staying here for a few more breaths, or maybe starting to bend the knees, coming into this chair pose on your tippy toes. So imagine your back is sliding along a wall, so you're staying nice and long in your upper body. Can you keep staying up on your tippy toes? Nice, one more breath in. Good, come back up to stand. Maybe you stay on your toes and let that go. Bringing the heels down, bringing your arms down, maybe finding a nice sway from side to side, letting all that go. Where can you make more space? Okay, good. Nice, and then come to the top of your mat, bring your arms up. Maybe you look up. Exhale, forward, fold down over the legs. Nice, let's come back down to the knees and we'll do one more of those little camel poses. And this time, bring your thumbs into your armpits. Oh my gosh, isn't that crazy? Bring your arms into your armpits and then imagine you're putting on overalls or suspenders. So think of lifting up with your thumbs, lifting up the chest, finding this little puff up in the chest. Then bring your hands to your lower back again. And maybe you find a little bit more of a back bend this time. Think of the hips staying over the knees and your chest puffing upwards. Good, one more breath. Nice, and let that go. Bring the hands down. We'll come back into a forward fold. See again if you can come up onto your tiptoes for this forward fold. Inhaling up, tiptoes, and then exhale, drop the hands and the feet down. Good. I'm going to come to the front of my mat. You can make your way there if you're not there in your fold. And then keeping the hands down, start to get heavy on your left foot. Inhale the right foot up behind you. Good, so right knee is bent. we're kind of making like this flamingo shape, this pelican shape here. Nice, one inhale. And then drop the right toes down back behind you and bring your arms back behind you into this kind of charging lunge here. Nice, big bend in the left knee, reaching the arms back long behind you. Palms are facing down. One breath in. Good, and then exhale, turn open so that your heels are in, your toes are out, coming into those diamond arms again with the arms. Nice. We can call this a flying warrior pose. And we'll inhale here to open the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, maybe you round down. So just rounding down through the upper back and the neck. Good. Inhale to open. Good. Exhale to close inward. Nice. And then come back up, standing straight upright. And we'll turn our left toes forward. Our right foot will seal down back behind us. We'll come into a warrior two. Really nice. Take a breath in. Breath out. Nice. Bring the arms back behind you into those diamond arms. And start to just tilt your left elbow towards your left knee. For a moment, you're just hovering in space here. Good. And then drop the left elbow down on top of the left knee. Reach the right arm up and overhead. Side ankle. One breath in and out. Good. Come back up, warrior two. Good. So arms are extending long. Nice bend in your left knee. And we're going to take this into half moon. So you'll start to walk your back toes in a little bit. And then when you're ready, bring your left arm down, right arm up. So you're just standing on your left foot, reaching the right arm up and the right leg up and back behind you, flexing through the right foot. If you feel balanced here, maybe you look up at the sky. My balance is not it today. And again, we're really looking to make space here. So imagining you're spacious, you're taking up so much space with your energy and your breath. And just like Stella, we're trying to find space of our own. One more breath in. Good. Drop the right hand down and drop the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale here. Find a half lift. The crown of your head goes towards the front of your space. And then drop your hands down. Let's step back down onto our knees. Good. And we'll find that little camel pose again. So if you like the little suspender chest lift, you can do that again with your thumbs and your armpits puffing up through the chest, or bringing your hands to your lower back, inhaling, finding that back bend, look up at the sky. Nice. Exhale, let it go. Hands come down and bring yourself back up onto your tiptoes and then coming back to a forward fold. Nice. Walk yourself to the top of your mat. And we'll do that all on the other side. So starting to get heavy in the right foot, lift your left leg up behind you. So your left knee is bent. Point through the left toes. Take a moment here in your pelican. Good. And then drop the left leg back behind you. Arms come up behind you, palms down, charging lunge. And one breath here. Breath out. Good. Pivot open into your flying warrior. So remember, that's heels in, toes out, hands behind the head in your diamond arms. Really good. And we'll take a moment here. Inhale to look up at the sky. Exhale to round in. And do this a few more times on your own, on your breath, at your pace. And so Stella is moving through the sky and she ends up in the Milky Way. And she finds so much space. And she's so happy to be able to make her own space and move around. And then she finds herself on the moon. And she can't believe how open and free it feels to be able to move and find this space. And then she ends up on Jupiter. And she's moving and she's flying all around space. And she's so happy to be able to move in this way. But she realizes she misses home. So she starts to move back towards her home, towards her corner of space. Good, come back up to stand, and we'll find that warrior two now on the right side. So your right knee bends this time, arms extend long. Take a breath here. Good, bring your hands back behind your head in that diamond shape, keeping the right knee bent, and just starting to tilt the right elbow towards the right knee. Good, maybe you look up at the sky here, opening through the top elbow. Nice, and then drop the right arm down on top of the right knee. Reach your left arm up overhead. Take a breath and let it go. Good, come back up to your warrior two. And from here, we're gonna find our half moon pose, okay? Speaking of space. So if you have the space, I need to move back a little bit, but you'll start to bring your left foot in, your right hand down, reaching the left leg up and back into your half moon. Good, maybe you look up at the sky, flex through the left foot. Good, and then drop the left hand down, bring the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, roll up to stand. Nice, and then let that go, maybe wiggling through the arms and the hips, finding that freedom, just like Stella found. And eventually she makes her way back home, and she's so happy to be back with her family and her friends, even though it is a little tight space where she is and a little clustered. But she realizes she can always find that freedom moving on her own and moving through her mind, right? Because your mind is endless. Good. We'll come back down to our knees. We'll take one last back bend together. And so this time, let's tuck the toes underneath so that the heels lift. And then again, just make sure your hips are over your knees. And we'll start to move backwards. And you'll either stay here puffing up the chest, or maybe your right hand reaches for the right heel, left hand reaches for the left heel, and you maybe look up at the sky, right? Puff through the chest, breathe in. Good, and then come out of there, sitting gently back down in your hero's pose, hips to heels. And we'll end here with just a few breaths together. Close your eyes, take an inhale. Slowly let it out. Good, inhale, maybe you find a little smile here. And let that go. One more breath just for you, deepest breath yet. Sigh it out. You can flutter your eyes open and thank yourself. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you had fun and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time at Yoga Treehouse.